Hello, my name is Jimmy Smith. Welcome to this edition of Literary Reviews. Today, we are going to do something a little different. I am going to speak with the hosts from our first 20 shows. The hosts will all be asked to tell us their name and what book they reviewed. Then they'll comment on things they liked or disliked about their episode. Please feel free to comment about which hosts you like or dislike and why. The comments will not be revealed to the hosts, so be honest. We'll begin with episode 1. Let's go.
My name is Ian, and I reviewed Romeo and Juliet from London. Overall, my experience with the crew was great, but there were a few minor issues. The episode was set in a posh library/study. I was comfortable. Unfortunately, it seems the producers didn't rent the room long enough, so I had to continue the review outdoors, sometimes in a random estate and other times simply along a busy road where seagulls relieved themselves often.
Ian is one of my cousins. We visited each other's families growing up. His accent made him seem a little arrogant, so I opted not to edit out the seagull poo. Next, we will hear from the host of episode 2.
Hey, I'm Justin, and I reviewed the book titled Shane from a Roadside Cafe in Wyoming. I had a good time working on the episode.
They kept me in food and coffee the whole time. They even had magic cutlery that morphed when needed. I didn't like insects hatching from my coffee, though. Oh well.
Thanks, Justin. Just so our viewers know, the cafe didn't charge him for the coffee. Now, we present the host of episode 3.
My name is Bryce, and I reviewed 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea from an imagined harbor restaurant near Martha's Vineyard. The production staff was nice, and the restaurant was good. I considered their oyster snot bad and the lobster a little undercooked.
Thanks, Bryce. You must have a little Japanese in your ancestry. It's time to bring in the host of episode 4.
G'day, I'm Andrew, and I reviewed On the Beach from a peninsula on the southern part of Port Phillip in Australia. My experience with the show was top-notch. The porch where the review was shot had a few stray animals, but that goes with the territory.
Thank you, Andrew. Next is the reviewer from episode 5.
I'm Maximilian, and I hosted the episode reviewing The Great Gatsby from an imagined mansion on Long Island suited to the storyline. Things could have been worse, but they could have also been better. It seems most of the other hosts got something to eat or drink. I didn't even get a table.
Bro, what a whiner. I know I should respect my elders, but he is just an older cousin. Now for show 6's host.
Hi. I'm Mateo, and I hosted the edition reviewing the novel The Sun Also Rises from an imagined restaurant in Pamplona.
I have only good memories from working on the show. I drank 2.5 bottles of Table Red and at tapas the whole time.
Give me a break, Matt. Jimmy acts like I complain too much, and you got a working vacation? I bet you got per diem.
Okay, Max. If you're so unhappy, we can see if you can be released from your contract. Don't blame your problems on Mateo.
Mateo had a good gig. He's not even old enough to drink in the States. Matt, party on, dude. To continue, we are bringing on the host from episode 7.
My name is Albert, and I hosted the episode reviewing Wuthering Heights from an imagined hotel in the Yorkshire moors of northeast England. Everything was good. I have nothing to complain about. Jimmy, I am happy with my contract with Literary Reviews. No complaints here.
Thanks, Albert. You're a prince. I didn't intend to stifle anyone's veracity. To move on, here's our host from show 8.
I'm Jonathan, and I reviewed Witness for the Prosecution from the interior of Central Criminal Court in London.
The courthouse was an acoustical nightmare. Even the smallest sounds echoed. Also, the place had some strange happenings. Kind of spooky.
Thanks, Jonathan. I noticed those things too when I saw the footage. For episode 9, the reviewer is back outside for the review.
My name is Anthony, and I discussed The Time Machine from an imagined home of the novel's protagonist in Richmond Hill, England.
Jonathan thought the courthouse was spooky. It was nothing. After I went to the second floor in that Richmond Hills house, I insisted we shoot outside.
And thanks, Anthony. You didn't tell us what was up with the crab. Anyhow, I guess we'll move on and hear from our host of episode 10.
My name is Grigory, and I was the host of the episode reviewing Crime and Punishment. I was speaking from outside the St. Petersburg police station in the story. Russia has some crazy places. I kept getting photobombed, then a bird flew away with my hat and the hat disappeared. The bird had some magical power.
Grigory, you are truly an interesting person. I wish we had more time. We must keep moving. Now for the host of episode 11.
Hey there, I'm Ramond, and I reviewed The Count of Monte Cristo from an imagined version of the actual Chateau d'If off the coast of France.
I had fun on the set. The NVIDIA chips were working overtime. Smoke rings from my coffee were obvious, but less so was the pirate flag atop a distant turret. Ramond, I heard the crew had to eat prison food while on location. I didn't hear you whining like a baby. Now we'll meet the host of episode 12.
Hello, my name is Phineas, father to some of these men and uncle to others. I reviewed the novel Jane Eyre. I have received much grief after appearing on this show. The cigar offended some of our viewers for some odd reason. You can't smell it.
The fact is that AI smoke is beneficial. This medical information is available in several imagined medical journals.
Thanks, Uncle Phineas. Is that smoke what makes AI hallucinate sometimes? Next, we'll get to hear from the host of episode 13. My name is Danny, and I reviewed Pride and Prejudice from courtside at my dad's country club. It was my first job, and I liked it. Now that I know how easy working is, I don't understand why people complain about it so much. Thank you, Danny. As my Aunt Mimi says, that boy is touched. Let's bring in our next guest, the host of episode 14. My name is Jacques. I reviewed Around the World in 80 days from several locations in Paris, France. The imagery from the balloon ride should have been period specific, so we could not fly past the Eiffel Tower. It was years away from completion. We appreciate it, Jacques. That balloon ride looked fun at first, then it made us seasick. It's good to be able to introduce the host of episode 15.
Hey there. My name is Samuel, and my show reviewed Adventures of Huckleberry Finn from a reproduction of Mark Twain's Connecticut Home. The episode was affected by cultural trends. Firstly, we needed to portray Huck while complying with AI's prohibition of the depiction of children. Then we had to consider staying true to the original text, where Twain referred to Jim using a hard R, so we just added some dogs to make everyone happy. That's right, Samuel. Some of our most devoted subscribers would leave it we didn't include dogs. Now, the host of episode 16.
Greetings, my name is Konstantin, and I hosted the episode of War and Peace from a modified monument to the Battle of Borodino. The producers thought it'd be funny to surprise me with live cannon fire. Now I have partial hearing loss.
Constantine, it was a good prank. You're the only one who didn't think so. Episode 17 introduced our first hostess.
My name is Holly, and I hosted the episode reviewing The Call of the Wild from a reimagined Chilkoot Trail National Historic Site in Canada. The filming was an enjoyable time for me. Thankfully, AI didn't go nana-bananas with my surroundings. It's hot in here.
Thanks, Holly. It's 70 degrees Fahrenheit. We'll now continue the introductions with the host of episode 18.
My name is Nico, and I was host for the review of Moby Dick. We filmed in an imagined port in New Bedford, Massachusetts. My cousins waited 18 episodes to invite me to join them on literary reviews. I'm an outcast because my mother is Greek.
Okay, Nico. Your mom is not Greek. She is a scamming gypsy. That's why you shouldn't work with family. Next is the hostess of episode 19.
I am Hattie, and I was hostess for the review of A Christmas Carol. We shot from a street in London with a period-specific set design. Everything went very smoothly, except the lady sitting behind me kept looking into the camera even after we told her not to. Extras? What can I say?
Thank you, Hattie. Sorry you had to deal with the extras. AI actors don't get paid, so we take what we can get. Now for the last episode, show number 20.
My name is Haley, and I hosted the review of Great Expectations from a reimagined mansion hotel and terraced gardens in Kent, England. The whole thing was a little frustrating for me. AI continued to upstage me the whole time. It should be part of the process, not part of the story.
Right. Our apologies, Haley. Sometimes things get a little carried away around here. That ends this episode of Host Introductions. Thank you for joining us with this edition of Literary Reviews. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, buy me a coffee, join my Patreon, contribute to my individual retirement account, GoFundMe, pay for my children's educations, and help me catch up on my car payments. Thanks again.